Hello. So in this short little series, we're just going to have a look at a few videos where we set up a template and sort of touch on some of the things you might want to include in a template and how you could do them. So the first thing we have to do is, as we open it up, we want to do a new project. And it says here to pick your template. Now, you could say none, but that's probably not a good idea. So I would pick one that you normally use, and that's a good starting point. I'm going to select the architectural, and then we want to create new project template so that it will appear in the templates afterwards. Click OK. Okay, and then as this opens up, it will give us our little display. So first of all, let's just check that you have got things like your properties and your project browser showing. If you do not, you may wish to go to the View tab, User Interface, and check which ones of these that you want included, and then position them on your screen. Okay, now it starts us off in level 0, and we may want to look at the cameras for the elevations first of all. Now, how far apart are they? Okay, and the actual distance that they are viewing. So if we just do a quick dimension, there we go. So we can see, look, this is, they're just under 20 meters apart. And that way, they're about the same, just over 20 meters, perhaps 20 meters square. So if that is suitable for your typical project, then you could leave it. But if you think you're going to be doing projects that are normally bigger than 20 meters, then you may wish to actually just highlight them. Now, when you highlight the cameras, drag the mouse over it in its entirety, and then move it. The reason being, if you just grab it and drag it, you'll end up just moving the wrong bit, or you might just end up moving one of the bits and not both of them. So by highlighting like that, you can actually see that that gets moved along with it. Okay, so just widen that out a bit. And then just double check the range of the views, and you could just extend those a bit so that you do have more of the area within its view. Okay, so that's a good starting point. Now, we then may want to have a look at the elevations. And you may well think, well, actually, these levels are not really suitable for what I would normally want. So adding levels is probably, again, a good idea to do that. So architecture level, and you could just add a few levels. There we go. And get those in. And I'll stick another one down there. Okay. And then just rename those to what you would want. And change the number. Yes, I would like to rename the corresponding views. And I'll change that to minus 750 as a minimum. Okay. So you can then rename those. Check as well the scale. 1 to 100 is the default on this one, but you may want it at 1 to 50. Okay, again, that'll depend on what you're doing. And then rename, like I said. You may then well want to flick across to the other elevations and just change the scale on those at the same time. And that does save you a bit of hassle if you want to do that with all of them afterwards. Okay, so that gives you a few basic starting points. What we could look at then is the foundation one in particular, and we could look at the view range on this particular view, and this is something you may wish to edit. Okay, so this top of 2300 may well be too tall. So you may wish to sort of set that to perhaps 500 or maybe even a bit less, depending on how deep your foundations go. And it's associated with that level, the view depth. So this is the thing, because I've only set it at 750 at the moment, so I'm actually going to change it to 250 because I don't want it to interfere with the views that are above the ground floor level or the construction of the floor. So I'll just change that like that. And cut plane as well, that needs to be changed. So there we go. Oop. I'll just change those, apply that, and OK it. The other levels, they could be left as they were. Okay, so there's a few of the basics. All right, so just a quick recap. Pick an existing template to start with. Check your user interface and that you've got everything open that you want. Check your cameras and their positions. And then finally, check your scales on all of your drawings. You could just change those to the scale that you prefer, so they're automatically at that scale ready. And insert some typical levels and adjust those in creating some new ones. Okay,